Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Amara. Good morning. We'll just wait for some minutes so that others can join. Good morning, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It's 10:05,
Good
so we'll just
morning.
start right away. Okay. So before we move on, I would like to pass this information. There's a section for 11 o'clock, and it is mixed reality. Foyne advised that if there's anyone, not that if there's anyone actually, but mixed reality is probably like an extension to Power Apps. So if you are free for 11 a.m. this morning, you can join the mixed reality class. I would send the link to us later during this section. So I'll just go ahead to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen, please. Can anyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see your
Hello.
screen. I can see your screen.
All right, thanks. Hello. Yeah, so today on the agenda and in our curriculum, would be going through the basic control objects in the Power Platform, in the Power App, sorry. It's basically the elements we can use in Power Apps and all the objects we can use. We'll be looking at the media and also we'll be looking at forms if time permits. And
Please, can you speak up a little?
oh, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I said today we'll be looking at the basic control objects in the Power Apps. We'll be looking at the label, text inputs, we'll look at the media objects, and we'll be looking at forms if time permits. And I don't know if anyone saw the list of columns I said we should create last week. If you saw it in the Teams channel, saw the message, please let me know. Please signify. Oh, no one saw it. I sent a message to the Teams channel, the Power Application Teams channel. So I think maybe we should check it out. But if you are not able to cover all the forms parts before 11 today, we would move it to the next class. So we would create a new app so I can show you what it looks like, what the PowerApps Canvas looks like. So Canvas is where we'll basically be writing our code. And so we're creating a new app now. I'm using a blank app and a tablet layout. So yes, I hope you can still see my screen. Hello, can anyone see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Uh, all right. So I'll start from label. Label is just like a text, but doesn't allow you to input anything. It's just a text to display whatever is there. So let's say we would want to do something like this about data. If you notice, the text we want to show on this label is in between two double quotes. So the codes you write in Power Apps for a label has to be in between two double quotes. If you remove one, it will show an error. Have you seen? So that's that for label. You can customize what you can also edit what you want to show here. I can change it to say it's about data just by the right pane here. And I can change it when I click enter, it will reflect here. And I can also change it here about data form. I can change the font I want to show. I can use any of these. Let's use Lato Black. I can also change the font size to say 11. Let's increase it to 15. I can change fonts width to normal, bold, semi bold. I can change it to italics if I want to, if I want the text to be underlined, if I want it to be striped through. I hope you can see the difference in all. Let me increase this so that I would be able to see. Okay, so I can also text align it to align left, center, and to the right. You can basically do any editing you want to do here. Tell you that PowerApps is flexible. We can also check through the other features. You can insert a button. Let me just accept this. We can insert a button, like I said. And I was just told that my voice is quite low. I don't know if anyone can hear me clearly now. Hello, can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, but it's still low small.
It's still low. Sorry, I'm using a earpiece. Let's see. Is it still low?
It's better now. Like it's better.
All right, to move on. I want to find out if there's an echo.
There's an echo.
Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Sorry for the break. So I said we can also use a button. I'll just be showing us through, carrying us through all the elements that we have. So this is a button. You can increase the size. You can also change the color, the fill, the border color. You can change the button text. It can be submit button. So change it to submit rather. You can check all this. You can align button text. This is in the center, at the center right now. You can change it to align right, and the text will go to the right. If you change it to left, the text will go to the left too. Can also change the border color, border style. Like we can do many things. We can change, let's change this button to black. So there's a difference between the color of the button and color of the text. So if you notice here right now, the color of the button is blue. That property for color of the button is called fill. That's the background. It's called fill. Let's change that one to black so you see the effect now. So right now the fill is black. The color, we can now change it to white. And go back to align it center so that we can see it clearly. Center. We can also increase the text size for the button. say the font size is 20. So it's supposed to be submit. So we can change the font type too of the button to any of the fonts we want to use. We can align the text to top, bottom, middle, and yes, top, bottom, middle, and top, middle, and bottom. Sorry, we'll stick to middle. We can, yes. So this is the text. We have already seen label. We've gone through label. Text input. Text input is when you want to get data from someone. So I'll play this now for you to see the effect. It's different from a label. When you play, text input is where you can type something. My name is Victoria. Have you seen it's different from a label? A label is just to show the text that I want to display, while a text input is to get information from user. We have HTML text. So Power Apps gives us the privilege to use HTML. Those that are developers will understand that sometimes you want to not type the text, you want to use the programming, the hypertext markup language to display text. You can use the HTML there, but you would have to write series of the way you want your code to be in the markup text language. There's also a rich editor. If I don't know if most of us have seen this before, but this is something like this. Let's repeat. My name is Victoria. So I can edit this to say, oh, I want this to be bold. You see the difference. I don't know if you can see clearly. Let's remove others. So my name is Victoria can be bold. We can also edit it to be in italics form. It can be underlined and all that. So this is what the rich text editor looks like. And the last one is pen inputs. If you want the user to be able to probably draw, this is mostly used when you want the person to sign. So I can decide to drop my signature, and that is what it will look like. That's that about that. The next thing is input. We have different types of inputs, and the button falls under the input category. Text input, I've talked about that. Pen input, I've talked about that. Drop down. So this is what a drop down looks like. I'll play it for us to see. When you want user to select different options. And the next is combo box. Combo box is different from drop down in the sense that probably have to connect it to a data source. But like instead of you to, I don't know how to explain. Don't worry, when we have we got into the part of connect to data source, I'll show you what it looks like. Because now you might not be able to see the feature very well. This is a combo box. Combo box, you can select multiple items. If you notice, drop down is just one. But yeah, you can select multiple items at a time. And you selected 5 items. If you click on it, you see the total items you've selected and what they look like. Aside combo box, we have radio buttons. Yes. So radio buttons are, let's clear our Canva.
So radio buttons looks like this, where you just pick one of the options. So you cannot pick two, just one. And the next input will be toggle, just like a on and off switch. Yes. So this is what a toggle looks like. You can turn it on or turn it off, turn it on or turn it off. I hope we can still hear me and we are following. Hello, can anyone hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, all right. Okay, yes. So the next after toggle is the slider. We have so many features on the Power Apps. So this is the slider and this is what it looks like. As you increase the slider, if you notice the percentage increases or the number increases. If you reduce it to it reduces. So that's what the slider looks like. Next input is ratings. Yes. So this is what ratings looks like. I'll play it for you to see. Say if you pick just one star, you see there is only one star that is filled with color blue. If you pick 2, 3, and 5 stars. So this can be used when you want to get the review from someone. You want someone to rate you. There are so many of them. We have address input, speech text. We have a timer. I would just show us what a timer looks like. So you can edit the time you want this timer to run. Let's say let's edit it to 3 seconds and would show. So when I click on it, it will start and 3 seconds, it will stop. Have you seen? You can also make it to auto start by itself. There are so many features there. You just need to click on the timer and scroll down to set whatever you want to set the timer to do. So that's that about inputs. The next thing, before we go to forms, let's check media. So in media, we have image. And this is what image is. There's no image uploaded yet. We would have changed it for you to see. Or let me just quickly upload one. So we add an image file. And let's look for an image desktop. So open. Oh, I didn't share my entire screen, so you can't see the part where my screen is frozen. What's happening? Please hold on for a while. Looks like my laptop is misbehaving. Wow. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop currently, but I'll probably use my mouth to explain. So like I said, image, you can upload a file. Can anyone hear me? Let's see if it's my network. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? But can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah, I
what's
can see your
wrong.
screen.
I'm talking to us with my mobile phone, but I'm sharing my screen with my laptop and my laptop is frozen. I don't know why.
Do you want to go off and come back?
Yeah, I'll do that right away.
Okay.
Okay, so I just clicked on add a file and it added and selected the file. That part did not show because I was not sharing my entire screen and automatically changed the image for me. I don't know if you can still see my screen. I'm sure you can. The next thing on the media is the camera. So PowerApps has a camera feature. And I tell you, when you're using your mobile phone, it will just automatically launch the camera application. Because I'm using a laptop, I have to grant it the notification to. I don't know if you can see. It will tell me to allow if I should use my camera or not. So that's that about that. The next thing is on media is a barcode scanner. I don't know if any one of us knows what a barcode scanner is or looks like. So if I click on this button, it's supposed to launch a so most times it happens on mobile phone. When you click on this scan button, it will launch your camera and you'll be able to scan a barcode. The next thing on media, we have video. If you want to play video to users, Microsoft Stream audio, microphone. If you want users to input their voices, add picture. Add picture is almost like the camera feature, but they are different in the sense that using the add picture feature, users will be able to add a picture from their photo library, not like the camera that you have to take a picture at that moment. So there's also import and export, there's PDF viewer, there's map and all that. So there's also charts, and we have different types of charts. We have the column charts. Let me just show us what it looks like, what they look like. Let me delete all this. So this is what a column chart looks like. I don't know if it's big enough. No, we can see clearly. Yes. So this is what a column chart looks like. And we all know that charts are used to compare whatsoever data we want to see comparison of. And we have different types of charts. We have the pie charts, column charts. We basically what we call bar charts. And I would show us what others look like. So this is the column chart in Power Apps. The next chart we're going to look at is the line charts. This is another type of chart. So I'm sure we can see it clearly. And I would also show us what a pie chart looks like in the Power Apps. So this is pie chart. And if you notice when I'm hovering on it, it's giving it a color fade a little. It shows the comparison between. So you can change the data. Actually, this is a dummy data. You can change this data. And yes, so the next thing we'll be looking at right now is the forms. And I asked when we started the section if anyone got the message I sent regarding the apps to the SharePoint list to create. We talked about SharePoint list last week, and I sent a message so that would create different columns on a SharePoint list. I don't know if anyone saw the message. Please, if you did, can you notify me? Thanks. I'm waiting for a response, please, if I proceed. Oh, can anyone hear me? Let me ask that first.
Where did you send the list?
Oh, I sent it
I
to Teams channel.
Okay.
We didn't see it, right?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I would just take a minute to share my Teams for us to see the channel. Okay, so this is Teams, and there's a Teams channel there. We have the general power application development, automation, and all. So as is application development. And in last week message, I sent this. Good evening, everyone. Trust you had a great day. Sorry, I'm supposed to click see more. These are the columns to be created in the SharePoint list named Biodata. You have to create a SharePoint list and then proceed to creating these columns. So these are the columns I wanted us to create. We can probably check this later, but I've created mine and I'll show us right away. I'll share my screen now. And okay, so this is the list, and this is the SharePoint list, about data SharePoint list. And these are the columns on the list. The first column I requested I created was an employee name column. So this kind of column is a person column. What you do is when you want to create your own, you just, after creating the list, after creating the list, you'd just click add column and select the type of column you want. The first one I said was employee name. It was a person column. You pick person and fill. Let's just do that so that we can see. Let's type employee name. It won't create now because you can't have two columns with the same name. But I just wanted to show us what it looks like. So you'd put the name of the column and save. That's all. You did for all the columns I requested I created. So because I want to show us what a form looks like, the first step after creating your app, like start creating a new app, is to add your data source. So in this case, our data source is that column list we created. And I'll show us, the list is about data list, meaning want employees to submit, or want users, let's put it that way, to be able to give us some information about themselves. And all the information they'll send to us will be submitted to that list. So the first thing I'll do is to add this list to the application. I'll just search for SharePoint and select SharePoint. It should show me which of the sites to use. And I just need to probably put the URL or pick the site myself. So this is the list about data list. I'll connect it. We are good to go. So now the next thing is, let me just do another screen, a new screen, a blank screen. I want users to submit information about themselves. I just need to use a form. So this is what a form looks like, but we cannot see what it looks like now until we add it to the data source. So since I've added my data source to the application, I just click about data. So you can do some editing by clicking the number of columns. For example, if you want 2 columns, this is what it look like. If you want one, this is what it look like, but it's not fine. So we'll probably use 2 or 3. Let's stick to 2. So the default mode is anytime you launch that screen, click on that screen, what should you see? We will want a new form, not an edit form. So the difference between these 3 is an edit form is a form you can edit, meaning you have probably submitted the item to the data source and you want to edit what is there. A new form is a new form. You're actually submitting it at the first entry, at the first time. A view form is a form you cannot do anything to. You can only see what is the content. You can only see what the content is. So we're using a new form, and you can edit the fields. If you want users to put title, if you don't want them to put their age, you can remove it. Just click here to say remove. You can also change the arrangement, which one comes first and all. So I'll play this for us to see. This is the form, title, address, and all that. But before we can submit this item to the data source, we will need a button so that when users click on the button, what will happen? We want them to be able to submit. So when you add a button to your canvas, you can change different things. You can change the color of the button, change actions that you want the button to be able to perform. So on select of the button, I want it to be that it should submit form, that submits the form that the users have filled. Right now, I have to pick which particular form. And the only form that we have on this app is this form 1. If there are multiple forms, I will pick the form I want that button to submit. So we'll pick form 1, and that's it. So the next thing that we'll do is on that form, we have different attributes, different features. You can change the border color, change default mode, change the feel of the form. Let's change this field to say probably black. Might not be fine, but I want us to see what it looks like. So this is fill. Fill is basically the background. So we can also add or some actions. If you want the form to be visible, if I put false now, you won't see the form on the screen. So the next thing is I want to trust is the unsuccess. Unsuccess action is when the form has submitted successfully. What do you want to happen? I want it to be that when the form has submitted successfully, it should reset the inputs that this person submitted. So you just say reset form 1, close it. Then so you separate functions or commands with a semicolon in Power Apps. Reset form, and I also want you to create a new form every time I submit one form and it was successfully submitted. New form 1. If you notice, most time when you submit a form, it takes you to another screen to say, oh, you have successfully submitted. So we can add a new screen to our application to say it is a success screen. You have different types of screens, I told you earlier. So this screen is the success screen. Let's rename it. So I'll just say this is the success screen. And okay, let's say this was, or let's edit this to say, I can edit this here to say this was successfully submitted, or your biodata, your biodata form, your biodata form was successfully submitted. See that I can edit, and I can also do the editing up here. So I want it to be that when users have submitted this form and it has successfully submitted, it will be, they should navigate them, the stuff should navigate them to. So when you click navigate, and the wonderful thing about Power Apps, it gives the suggestion. See, I don't need to probably type everything at once, and there's already a drop down of suggestion. So navigate, it should navigate you to where. So the name of that screen is success screen. You should navigate them to the success screen. I'll close it, separate it with a semicolon, and that's go. So we're going to test it right now to see if it will submit to our data source. Oh, we cannot see. Let's change the field back so we'll be able to see what is there. The field of the form, we can make it transparent. Yes. So please give me a second. Hello, sorry for the break. So, like I said, I was going to test this form, and I would include a title, let's say biodata form, employee name. Yes, so this is Victoria. I'll just search for Victoria and it will show me my address. Let's say I'm living in 28 New York Street. Nationality, I'm from Nigeria. Age. So age is a number column, and I input number. Marital status, I made it a choice column, and I'm single. Let's say my phone number is phone number is also a number column. Say my phone number is, and department is a single line. I just need to type my department. Let's say technical, gender female, date of birth. Let's just, since it's a date, you can look for date. Say yesterday was my date of birth. So I can attach a file if I want to. Let's just show you. Oh, so it doesn't show that other screen, the window of attaching a file. Let's just submit, so we'll see the effect. So if you notice, after clicking on that button, it loaded for a while, and because it has successfully submitted, it took me to this success screen. I'll go to check my list now to see. Yes, so the biodata form I filled right now has been submitted. That's the wonders of a form. You need to get input from people. You need to get information from users. You can get those information and submit it to a database. I think with that we would just go into the question and answer session. So if anyone has any question, please come up. I would like us to try this at home. Like I said, the message is already on Teams channel. Check for the message and check through the columns you're supposed to create it, and try submitting information to your database. So does anyone have any question for me, please? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thanks. Please, does anyone have any question?
Yeah.
Or were we lost while I was talking? Do we understand?
I have
You
a
can try
question.
all those things. Okay.
For the phone number, why is it coming with the commas like a currency?
Okay, so it's because it's a number field, it's formatted it to look like a currency. So most times you use number to indicate currency. But if you don't want it to be like it, because it's a phone number, if you don't want it to be like this, it's not really currency, but this is the way numbers are formatted. If you don't want it to be like this, you can use a single line column. Like I said, we have different types of columns: single line of text, multiple line number. So because numbers are formatted this way, that's why it's looking like this. So you can make your phone number to be a single line of text. Just change it here. I can also change this. I should be able to edit this column to say it's a single line of text, and I save it. So the next input I would, wow. So because let's just add something else. Let's edit this item. So my phone number is going to be a single line. Let's say this is, have you seen that
Yes.
number formatting is no more there? So numbers are formatted with commas. And if you don't want, for a column like a number, phone number is not supposed to be a number column, because we will not want our phone numbers to be formatted with comma.
Okay,
Have I
but
answered the question?
yes, but also if you put it as a single line of text, that does that mean I'll be able to put like
Plus
alphabets
three,
in
four.
a number?
You said?
If you put it as a single line of
Yes.
text, I'll be
Yes.
able to put alphabets.
Yes. For example, you can add your currencies, your country's code. In Nigeria, ours is +234. So if I want to edit this number to say, let's edit this to say, sorry, I want to include my Nigerian code. So have you seen that I can add the code to it?
Yes.
And you can also add alphabet. But I believe phone numbers are just numbers and not
Yeah.
alphabet. But because it's going to format the number to look like a number, that's why we are not going to use a number column for phone numbers. All right. So I don't know if anyone has another question for us. Hello. Does anyone have any other question? Please, I'd like us to try this at home. Like, I'll be very grateful. And next week, I'll find out from us if we had any stumbling block or we're stuck anywhere. Okay, so since there's no question for me, I'll stop sharing my screen. And yeah, since there's no question, I would want to say thank you very much for joining today's section. The best way for you to join the mixed reality class would be probably a WhatsApp message will be sent to the WhatsApp channel because I currently don't have the link. But I advise and encourage us to join starting at 11, 6 minutes more. That's why we had to rush through our section. And yes. So thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate. We are
If
going
there's
to
any
work on
question,
it.
yes. And if you get stuck during the week, you can reach out to me
Right, no problem. We'll do that.
on Teams or on WhatsApp.
What's your name on the WhatsApp, please?
My name is Vicky Lala. VICKIELALA.
VICK. Okay,
IELALA.
okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
so thank you for coming. Vera, thanks. Lavender, Amara, Alima, thanks for coming. I really appreciate. Thanks for joining the call.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.